Leslie designed this bag, and it is her first pattern release, and it's a great beginner pattern. Great beginner pattern. It's got a zipper pocket, it's got a slip pocket, and it's got lots of room. There is no closure. You can add a closure, but I decided not to. I wanted to stay true to the pattern. So go grab the pattern, get your fabrics cut out, and let's get started. Hi everybody, this is Barbara at Jeannie's Designs. And I'm getting ready to do one of my fellow friend bag maker patterns. Leslie at Joleelee Creations has her first pattern, and it's the fundamental tote. So I'm going to make it, and we're going to record it. She has videos out there, so please go look at those if you want to. So let me just go over the patterns, the pieces, and what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this, and I honestly don't remember where I got it. I think I got it at Bodio. I'm not really sure, but here it is. And it's pretty lightweight, so I am going to use the interfacing that she talks about. I'm not using Decadent Light. I'm going to use this Luxe Fuse. It's a little softer, but I think it has the same effect, so I'm going to be doing that. Let me turn my iron on. That's right behind me. It's a beautiful thing. And then I'm going to use these for my straps. There is an internal zipper overlay, and I'm going to be using this. For the lining, I'm using this, and I'm not using any interfacing for this. This is Lauren Marmino's waterproof cotton. I believe that's what it is. So I'm not using any internal interfacing on any of these pieces. This is a slip pocket, one piece. And then there are two internal zipper pockets. Again, no interfacing. And then the slip pocket inside has a piece. A lot of people are doing it now. I love it. The slip pocket overlay. That's what I'm going to use for that. Then I'm going to use antique brass hardware, white antique brass, and I need to get a zipper pull. And then I am, for the straps, I've had these forever. These are from Saya Swag Bags, Kasaya. If I can get them open. I'm going to use these for the handles. And the I've installed these just once, and they were not hard at all. So I'm going to use those. And then I need to get a zipper pull. Let me see what I got here. What kind of fun zipper pull do I have? Should I use a gnome? I'm gonna use a gnome. That's what I'm gonna do. There's only one zipper. Yeah. So I'm just gonna use that little gnome, and it's on the inside. And then I think she gives an option for a closure. I'm gonna do a magnetic snap closure. So my magnetic snaps for antique brass are over in my other area. Let me see. Oh, no, here they are. So I'm going to do one antique brass magnetic snap for the closure. Yep. And I'm just reminding myself, don't put that on there, because if you do, you won't be able to get it off. Scary. I think this is going to go to that together pretty quickly. She calls it a very beginner pattern. So I'm pretty excited to be making it. I know she was thrilled to have a pattern. I think she's going to do more patterns. She's a very good seamstress, Leslie. Very good. And I encourage you to go watch her YouTube tutorial on this as well. I am using Tex 45, and it's kind of a variegated thread. It's going to go really good with the outside and the inside. And then I'm using a number 18 gauge needle. Let's get started. Go get it. Go get it. Cut it out, and let's get started. All right. So she has you do a lot of prep first, which is a very good thing. On your lining pieces, on the front, you're marking one line on one and another line on the second one. And then on both, you're marking 2 lines on the wrong side of both. So this is what you should have. That's the wrong side. And then this is what you should have, and that's the right side. You may not be able to see my lines, but they're there. I need to kind of hurry because I did it with, if I have to remark them, that'll be fine. And then on your exterior, mark your centers on both pieces. And then you're gonna put one line down from the top, a second line down from the top, and center line, and then 2 vertical lines on each side of center. And then she has the directions on how to use these connectors. So I'm glad I decided to use them because that's what we're going to do. And I believe we're going to go ahead and put those on now, if I can find my handy dandy X-Acto knife. And she tells you even which holes to use. These are really nice, honestly. I can't remember what I used them on, but they're not, this is not hard to do at all. I am going to put an additional piece of Decaville Heavy on the back here. I just need to cut this off because these need to be, you know, pretty sturdy. She tells you which holes to use. Leslie, I love it. You would figure that out on your own, honestly, but in case you didn't know and you'd never used these before, you don't use the end holes. You use the one on the second. Just like that. And then I'm gonna push them down. I gotta get my rolling part because these are just too, they're really not hard to push in. I'm just being a baby. Then I am going to use a piece of fleece to cover them. You can cover those prongs with anything you'd like. Gray tape, double-sided tape, piece of fleece, piece of pellin, whatever works, whatever you have handy. Yep. And then I'm just going to repeat that on this other side. Let me show you what it looks like though. And then I'll repeat it on fast forward. I need 2 more of these. Let's see. I wasn't very prepared, was I? Okay. So that's what it looks like. Isn't that nice? I really like it. I really, really do. All right, so the next step is to do our straps. So I just divided those down the middle, and I put a piece of double-sided tape. I just used 1/2 inch. It's gonna get in my needle either way I do it. So I'll just use, I'll be careful, what can I say? Oh my gosh. These are 3/4 inch straps, which I like too. You know, I really like the 1 inch straps, but sometimes they can be a little thick, you know? All right, I did have zipper ends. Shocking. So I put 3 of them on. I just saved 1 to put on with you guys. I need to order some more because I'm starting to use them more often. I'm gonna have to go do some searching on the best place to get them. Oop. Because I honestly don't know. Okay. So that's all there is to it. There's not much to them, really. All right. I'm just going to set those aside. She says, don't put them on yet. I'm like, okay. I won't. The next thing we're going to do is add our overlay to one of our lining pieces. So I'm just going to try and put my double-sided tape outside of my seams on both sides. We'll see how that's going to go. Yeah. Remember I said it wouldn't be a good day unless you drop something precisely. All right, I can't find my. All right, so for lower area and about 1/8 around all the edges, okay. And the one, I'm losing my marks. I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. She doesn't, hold on a second. All right, this is the lining piece with the narrower marking that you did earlier. So just keep that in mind. It's not the deep one. Mark your centers. Mark your centers. I didn't do it. I'm just going to do it on this one too. Sorry, guys. It's a good exercise, like I've said many times, to mark your centers first on everything. But I didn't do it. Okay. It's kind of funny because this double-sided tape doesn't really stick well to this waterproof cotton. Now we're just gonna stitch that around the outside edge. And I will pull these threads to the back. Okay, find my stiletto. And tie those off. I'm using a pretty highly contrasting thread. So it's a good idea to pull them to the back and tie them off. Beautiful. All right, now we're just going to cut the hole there and cut that out. right, so grab your zipper. I had to cut my zipper, and I had to put my little cute little gnome guy on there. Ain't he cute? And we're just gonna baste that with our zipper tape right side up, and on our pocket right side up as well. And we're gonna baste that in place. If I can get my needle out of the way. Little gummy there. I'm gonna have to clean my needle here in a second. Okay, and then we're gonna fold that over. And I'm just gonna sew it again. I'm gonna baste it in place. That's what I'm going to do. So it stays down, because this double side tape doesn't stick to this. You just want it to stay flat when you're putting it inside your lining panel. And we're going to repeat that on this side. Baste it. And then turn it and stitch that seam down. Okay, so that's what you have. Your right side with your wrong sides, and then your wrong side of your zipper with your right sides. Now we're going to add that to our pocket, and I'm going to try some tape. I don't think it's going to stick. I'm going to try it. I hope it does, but I don't think it will. It'll stick to this, my zipper tape, but I don't think it'll stick to that cotton. We'll see. This is the Sail-Rite tape, so it is a little stickier. So we'll see. And I'm just gonna leave your zipper pocket splayed open and do one at a time. You can do more than one at a time if you feel comfortable. And just get it in there nice and straight. I'm gonna take the other, it's sticking so far. Knock on wood, don't breathe. Nobody breathe. And my zipper pull is going to the left, just so you know. And then we're gonna baste that and sew that around the inside. And I am gonna pull those threads to the back. pull those to the back and tie them off. It did, it stuck, guys, so I'm pretty happy with that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Beautiful. Cute. Look at that little guy. Mm. All right, let's pull these down. I don't think we leave these open, but let me check. Let me just double check. We don't leave it open. So let's just sew all down all the sides and the bottom. Okay. I will cut off my excess zipper tape and burn those ends. Cute, cute, cute. Next step, the next step is to do our slip pocket. And we're just gonna sew down each side. Let me see what she says. A small seam allowance. She has all the seam allowances on each step. Which I really like. Thank you, Leslie. Because, you know, you get going, and if you forget what pattern you're working on, and they tell you in the beginning what your seam allowances is, or what your seam allowances are, then you have to go back and look and go, oh, which pattern is this? What are my seam allowances? I prefer this. And then she has you cut your corners just really sharp there. So you can get a good turn. And I'm going to turn around and iron this. And then we're going to put our strap or slip pocket overlay accent piece on. Okay. All right, now we're going to baste this top raw edge just an 1/8 of an inch. And grab my overlay. It's not really an overlay, it's a strap accent piece. And I made mine a little narrower. And mine is just not even, so I gotta even it up first. Not good, Borb. It was just a leftover piece, and I didn't mess with it, so because I didn't mess with it then, I'm having to mess with it now. All right, so now let's draw a line down the middle. And then we'll put some tape on because it did work earlier. We'll see. You guys, I have a little sad news. My doggy Jackie is, you know, she's just turned 11. And she has Horner syndrome in one eye. So she has a droopy eye. It's kind of like Bell's palsy in humans. It's sad. She still has a good eye, you know, and she could see out of that if she could, if the eyelid would stay up, but it doesn't stay up. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's add this. And then we're just going to top stitch that. I love it when people do this now. I mean, a lot of designers are doing it, which I like. And I'm going to do an 1/8. And then I might do another one. Let's see. I think I will. Just for decorative, I'm going to do one, an 1/8 from the top. Completely not necessary, but I just think it looks good. And then we'll cut off the excess on the sides. Okay. Burn any threads. And I don't know if you noticed earlier, I burned the inside of my zipper overlay because it was, this vinyl was, just had some, not really fraying, but just some little hairs. All right, now let's put this on our other lining piece. Center it so we know where the center is. And I'm going to draw a line so I know where my center is all the way down. It'll go away. And you're laying it on this line that you created earlier. And then we're just going to stitch that in place. Now, you can probably divide these in half, but I'm not going to, because I like to have a place for pens. I'm gonna put a pen pocket in here and leave one side larger. Just a completely personal preference for me. I'm gonna go up and then I'll turn around and come right back. Okay. Beautiful. Now you could, I'm trying to decide if I want to put a rivet here. I think I will. Right in between my stitches, between my two pockets, I'm going to put a rivet. I like it. A lot of designers are doing that now. Just make sure you're staying between your stitching and that you're not getting on your stitching. Oops, I gotta go get an antique gold rivet. All right, I had to go get me a coffee. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And there's a bear. It's a beautiful thing. All right, so I did put a rivet there. I think it looks nice. And I did put a little, since there's no interfacing on here, I did put a little piece of Decaville heavy back there. And now we're just gonna put a seam. I think this, I can't wait to see how she does this. We're gonna finish the bottom. So you're putting your linings. I have not watched her video. I probably should have. And your seam allowance is different than it was just previously. Keep that in mind. Not leaving a hole. All right. So, I didn't do what she said to do, but I think it'll be fine. All right, now I'm gonna, now we're gonna press that open and top stitch across the bottom. So I'm gonna go press it. All right, let's top stitch. And I'm just gonna make sure mine stays laid open. Yep. And down the other side. Okay. Now we are going to sew our sides together. Oh dear. Let me just see what my seam allowance is. Bottom seam, up in place. This is where I believe we do 2 seam allowances. You start with one and end with another. Let me just verify that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So on the top, you're starting with one seam allowance, and you, for about the first inch, she said. And then you expand it to your bigger seam. I like it. I like it. This cotton is a dream to sew with, I'm just saying. Okay. Now we are going to box our corners. Okay, so line up your seams, your bottom and your side seams, and splay your side seam open and match that. And do that on both sides, and your seam allowance is in the pattern. And you are going to trim this seam by about half. Okay. Cute, cute, cute. All right, so now she says trim. She didn't, interesting. You want to trim the side seams too, except for that top portion where you marked it. Leave that full seam allowance. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is fabulous. So, trying to decide if I want to use some tape. Yeah, I'm going to use some 1/8 inch double-sided tape just across the top. Oh, That didn't go well. All right. Now we're going to fold that down to that line that we created in the beginning, which I'm surprised it's still there. We're gonna splay our side seam open and then fold that down. I love this. You know who else does this? Chris at Simply Classic. I think it was her Leah Tote that she did this type of top seam. I'm just going to put a piece of tape here and splay that open. Now, I don't think I need to clip it. I'm going to just clip it though on the sides here. Mine is staying pretty good so far. And then do the same thing on this other side. I like it. This is a very beginner way to do it, I will say, which is really nice. And it's not just for beginners, honestly. All right, next step. All right, so put your lining aside for just a minute. And we're gonna do pretty much the same thing on the exterior. We're gonna sew down the bottom at a little different seam allowance, so keep that in mind. You know, one thing I will say, back when I was first starting to make bags, I would mark my seams. So in the beginning, if that is something that is easier for you to do, I would do it. Just draw your seams. That way you're not messing with anything and you've got them right. I don't do it anymore. But, okay, so next we're gonna do what we did on the lining and stitch down each side of our seam on the bottom. Now this is vinyl, so I'm going to have to just make sure it's staying open. Because I can't iron it. I skipped this stitch here because my needle is gum. So I'm gonna take the minute and put some sewer's aid on there. Okay. Doesn't take much. All right, then we're going to put our sides together. Clip those in place. And the seam allowance again is a little different than it was for the lining, which is very typical. You know, I don't remember making them. Oh, I did make a mark. I covered up my mark with my interfacing. Interesting. Okay. No harm. Let's do our seam allowance. Oh, I can see it through here actually. It went away. That's funny. No, it's there. Okay. I'll just have to remark it. Not a big deal. All right. Let's do this other side. Okay. Let me see if we're trimming, so hold on. All right, let's do our bottoms. Same way. Match your side seams to your bottom. Same seam allowance you did on the sides. And then you're going to trim that seam allowance by about half. Beautiful. Okay. And repeat that on this other side. Okay. Now on here, we're going to do the exact same thing that we did for the lining. And I can't see my mark anymore. I mean, I can barely see it. It's going to be hard to get it anyway. I can see it good enough, actually. I'll just go over it. It's going to be hard to mark it because of our connectors sticking in there. There we go. That's good enough. All right, same thing. Some double-sided tape. And we'll fold it down to that line. this is wall whack, double side tape, 1/8 inch. It's okay. I probably wouldn't. I really like Tammy's. Probably the best at Wet and Warp. Because it tears. This doesn't tear very well. So it may be either way wall wax or it could be Cell Rice. Cell Rice doesn't tear very well either. It will tear, but it takes somebody better than me to do it. Okay. So I'm first gonna splay that open and use my tape on both sides. And then we'll fold it down. You guys should see my floor. Very bad. All right, let's fold this one side down first. You know what, I'm not going to use those clips because then if I don't get to this right away, it's going to leave a mark. Let me grab a few of these. I'm like, there's a lot of noise out there. What's going on? So I use this Lux Fuse. And it probably was me. I didn't fuse it well, but it's not staying fused. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I almost pulled my coffee off. All right, now we're going to turn this right side out. So I'm just going to be a little careful because I have those clips in there. Not a big deal. So we can get an idea of what this looks like. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Oh my. All right. I'm pretty sure we're just going to put the lining inside. Yep. Now, do you want your zipper pocket in the back and your slip pocket in the front? I do. So that's how I'm going to put it in there. And then we're just going to match our centers on our sides. And the way she had us trim it, It's not bulky. So as a beginner, one of the challenges you have with bag making can be sometimes these sides, they get so bulky, but she had us trim it nicely. And then we're just clipping the top together. Oh, and it fits perfectly, guys. Perfectly. Leslie, I don't know how long it took you to make this pattern, but you did a fabulous job. Now, am I prejudiced towards her? Probably. She's just about the sweetest thing you'd ever want to meet. Her husband is the same. I just met him once, but all right. Now we're just going to top stitch it. And I decided not to do a magnetic snap. I just wanted to be true to the pattern. So let's do it. Okay, not too bad. I would next time do a 1/4 inch around. I almost always do 1/4 inch top stitching. I don't know why I didn't do it. All right, now let me get my handles. And it's funny, she even mentions this in her pattern, which she should, rightfully. Just a second. All right, sorry. Use her, if you don't have one of these, I highly suggest you get one. I don't remember how much it is, but I use it almost every time I attach straps. She has 3 markings, A, B, and C. C always goes on the end. And if you notice, you have a 1 inch, you have a 3/4 inch, and you have a 1/2 inch line for straps. Love, 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 love. These are 3/4 inch, so we're just put the C next to your strap connector, and I'm doing C and B. And then we're gonna clip those. I mean, they're perfect every time. I'll link it below because it's really, and she's not paying me to promote her stuff, just so you know. It'd be great, Leslie. I'm kidding. I'm definitely kidding. And then we'll attach our rivets. And I didn't bring my rivets over here. So let me go get those. All right, I brought my rivet press. So we're gonna slide this in, and it's a little bit of a challenge with that strap end on, but it works. And I put it on wrong. You want to go up and through. Gotta find my hole here. And then making sure that you're not twisting your strap. Put that up and through. Okay, and then we'll press these, and then we'll do the other side, and then we will be done. Cute, cute, cute. All right, up and through. Add your rivet. Put your cap on. And then up and through. I mean, the holes for C and B are plenty for this. Primarily because you're measuring from the strap end. So it gives you really plenty of room. Okay. Do you have to have strap ends? Do you have to have rivets? Absolutely not. You could definitely just put 2 rows of stitches. Okay, let me just move this out of the way. That thing is a beast. All right, hold on. Here it is. The Fundamental Tote by Joleelee Creations. Leslie, the design of this bag is fantastic. I actually really love it. Look at that. I love these connectors. These are from Size Swag Bags. Kasaya at Size Swag Bags. Then you got your tag. You got your strap ends. Love it. And then inside you have a zipper pocket, which is pretty good size. And on the other side, I put a pen pocket and a regular slip pocket. And then you have tons of room. You know what this bag would be good for is going to the movie and taking a bottle of water or a tiny little snack, because it's not huge, but it's not tiny. Look at that. Oh, I love it. Joleelee, Leslie, Joleelee. Beautiful. The Fundamental Tote by Joleelee Creations. I would suggest you get the pattern and give it a try. It's a beginner pattern. Thanks for watching. Be sure to click like, subscribe, and comment, and feel free to share. Bye-bye. Have a great night.